Netherlands, their defences are so good, especially when they're defending out wide. And they have this beautiful movement. They've got the balance in their body control as they're moving. And therefore, I think one of the particularly good shots against the Indonesian players is that smash to the body.
I must say, I'm very proud of the way the English team are actually putting up a big, big battle. And again to the body, just like you said, Jill, right on the button.
Yep, it's very effective.
Has he turned the gear down a little bit? Has he just taken his foot off the gas, Taufik?
Yeah, a little bit, but just watch his movement in this rally. I know he's lost that rally, but I thought he had upped the pace of his movement. Now I think this man's too experienced. I think Taufik Hidayat, you know, I've seen him come back. He's the comeback king, really. You know, he can come back from any situation, but he's bothered. These Indonesians are not playing with freedom because they're under pressure.
Yeah.
Not necessarily from opponents. Of course their opponents are putting them under pressure, but they're, you know, the whole situation, the whole scenario here.
It is the fear factor coming into it, but at 7-10, he's got a chance here now to make amends for a few errors at the net particularly then. Taufik. He's worshipped here in Jakarta, well, in the whole of Indonesia. Great backhand from Rajiv. Oh, what a pickup. Brilliant. Oh, right. Rajiv OUSEPH goes to the half in the second game. Wow, that is absolutely stunning. It was unexpected. Look at this. Tremendous effort. Again, it was at the body, the point-winning shot.
Yep. It's happening time and time again, and I just wonder if the coach there, Mulo Hadoyo, whether he's going to have noticed that and say, look, you've got to be aware of that.
We saw Mark Spate talking to Eric Kurt there, and don't quite know what's bothering them, but at the moment it's looking very solid for the English #2 player. But what a cross-court that is from Taufik. He's been told not to mess around. He doesn't want to be stretched to a third game. He's now got to extract his digit, I think is probably the best way to describe it. But he's going to struggle.
John, did you notice that when he came forward, his racket was up in the air and therefore he can come down over the top of the shuttle? What a difference.
You're going to have to sit with him and watch this match again then, aren't you? That's out. That's 13-8. But yes, you are right. The racket was high. Have a word with him when he's finished this match. You have got to, Jill.
Yep.
Because it was exactly right. That's what got flame into your eyes there, wasn't it?
Yeah,
he
absolutely.
Said, right, he suddenly hit it. Ooh, unlucky. He is an athlete. He looks as if he lumbers a little bit. He's not a smooth mover around the court, but he certainly does eat up the yardage when he's minded. It's 9-13. He's still got a great advantage here. Can he now hold this and take it home? He could have perhaps done anything but that. He went for broke, and it broke him. Just a couple more points at this stage would just give him so much more confidence. Taufik is still within reach, and again he's in picking up a cheap point.
Yeah, I was just, the great minds think alike. The soft point, a cheap point. You know, you've got to make your opponent, when you're in the lead, make them work for every single rally. They're already down because they're down physically in the match score. So mentally, you've got to make them even more down. You've got to get on their case. You've got to really put pressure on them psychologically.
Well, from 13-9, it's now 12-13. Taufik suddenly ups the pace. A couple of errors from Rajiv. He's stretching and moving everywhere, but to no avail. It's 13-all. The crowd suddenly are pleased with what's going on.
You know, once again, this is just a sign of a class act. 278 kilometers per hour. But the important point is, he was 8-13, in fact, at one stage. Here he is, 13-all. He has piled on the pressure. He sensed that he was in a little bit of trouble. All of a sudden, he's up the pace, and he's a different player. He changes his perspective of a match. If only I had had that capability when I was playing. I didn't have this ability to suddenly win points at will. I had to work really hard for it. But Hidayat is so classy. He can suddenly just turn it on like a tap.
And there is the tap. Opened, full steam ahead. Well, Taufik Hidayat, it's 15-13. That's 7 points in a row for the Indonesian. And it all started with a poor return from Rajiv.
And I believe that was the fastest smash of the match so far, 285.
Yeah, I think there's a little bit of a nod from Alex behind us, so I think you're right, Jill, and that's out of court. And at 16-13, that's 8 points without reply.
Yeah, and this is what makes a champion, this ability to suddenly switch it on. OUSEPH hasn't actually done that much wrong, you know, but suddenly Hidayat's doing it all right.
– 14-16, what's going on in this young man's brain at the moment? Rajiv, 22-year-old, he's got to now really put up a big effort, stay in this. That's a great effort, but look at the way nonchalantly Taufik picks it up. It's wide. It's 15-16.
You know, John, the margins are just absolutely tiny at this level of play. You know, shuttle hits the top of the tape, goes over, shuttle just misses the line or just clips the line. And that's the only difference, you know, that it's the margins are minute at this level. Well, that was desperately close, desperately close.
15-16 in the second. Taufik Hidayat, the world number 7, but the reigning Olympic champion and former world champion from Anaheim is looking really solid. 6-time champion in Indonesia as well, makes one from a very difficult position. 17-15. And Rajiv OUSEPH was not quite fast enough to that.
No, that's right. You can see that in his movement he was too upright. You know, to move quickly, you've got to be like a cat, crouching down low, about to pounce on its prey. And you've got to move like that on a badminton court. There's no good standing up tall. You've got to, I always say on the rare occasions when I coach, you move low and you hit high. Reach up to hit, but move, crouch down low.
It's good. It's excellent attack.